Hi, thank you so much for volunteering to be a court monitor. We need you, and this could not happen without you. So let me tell you in this video what we want you to do. I'm also going to give you this sheet that I'm going to be looking at now. So in the email you're getting, hopefully this explains any questions you have, and let me know if you have any questions before. That would be great. So as a court monitor, you're going to be in charge of 3 courts, court 2, court 3, court 4, whichever ones you're assigned to with your bracket leader. The bracket leader is going to be in charge of keeping the score. They're going to give a list of, introduce themselves and you to the 8 teams that you'll be working with and how to get the score back and all that. They'll introduce you and say, this is our court monitor Joe or Nancy or whatever your name is, and then they'll say that you'll be walking around the 3 courts calling foot faults and serve faults. And if any of the teams want to request, can we have a court monitor assigned to our game, then you would of course just be responsible for that game upon request. Basically you're there. Otherwise you're kind of staying for a bit at one court, staying for a bit, just as you can walk between 3 courts. There's going to be stuff you miss, don't even worry about it, but people are kind of more aware of their feet and more aware of what's going on if they know somebody's roving around watching them. So that is what you're doing. So your main jobs are these things. When you are sent to your courts with your bracket leader and your 8 teams, they'll go over kind of a couple rules on how to get started, and then they'll say, our court monitor is going to take a picture. So if you could, with your or somebody's phone, take a group picture of all 8 teams and then email it or text it to me. I have my email and phone number right here on this sheet. Then your job is to call the foot faults for the 3 courts, like I just said. And you're going to call any serve faults or the kitchen, also known as the non-volley zone faults. So I'm going to talk briefly about what to do for that. For a serve, when somebody's serving, their foot cannot be on the line or any part of the line at the point of contact of the ball. So they'll be serving, make sure that their foot is behind. If their foot is touching at all, you would just stop and say fault. If you want to say right foot, you could say that. So make sure their foot is behind the serve. Now your job is going to be to stand over here by the net, probably about 4 feet away from the net. So you're watching the serve here, make sure their foot's not touching. And then as soon as they come to the kitchen, your job is to watch this line and watch their feet. Don't get tracked with the ball. The ball's really not what you need to watch. Your job is to watch the feet. So try to stay trained on the foot faults. And again, if they hit the ball out of the air, meaning the ball did not bounce first, they hit it out of the air and their foot is on any part of that line, then you would say fault and stop the play. If you want to say left foot, you could, but you're not required to. That's your main job, is to make sure that the feet are not touching the line on the serve, or the feet are not touching a line if they hit the ball out of the air, known as a volley. If they ask, for example, this team didn't exactly see the ball when it hit the line. Now, if they didn't see it, they have to call it in, because you can't call a ball out unless they clearly saw it. But they have the option of saying to you as the court monitor, did you see it? If you saw it clearly, then you can weigh in and say it was out or it was in. But otherwise you say, I didn't see it. You have to call it in if you didn't see it. And that should hopefully be fine. The only do-overs are for if a ball rolls onto the court or a hinder of some sort. There's no, I didn't see it, let's do it over. That is not tournament play. That's only for rec play, so don't let that happen. You're the court monitor, and be firm about your calls and your faults, say them with confidence. I think I said all of these things, but on your page that you're getting, it says some explanations about the serve. These are the things that the serve has to have. At the time the ball is struck, the server's feet can't be touching the court. You also can't be outside the imaginary extension of the sideline. So make sure that they're within this when they're standing to serve. They cannot be out here. This extends here, so their feet have to be within that imaginary line and behind this line for their serve. For the other question I get a lot is, at the kitchen, if I hit the ball out of the air behind here, and then the ball goes back and forth, I'm teetering, and at any point, if my foot or my paddle or my glasses or my hat or any part of me from the momentum of that hit ever goes beyond this line, if I touch the line or anywhere in, it's a fault. It doesn't matter if the point is over, it doesn't matter if it went back and forth a bunch of times, there's no time that is not okay, that's allowed. It's just the momentum from that hit, if it ever goes in, fault, it awards to the other team, so it would go to the next server or it'd be a side out. I think that's probably the most questions we get on the volley. Nancy, did I cover everything?
Yes, excellent job.
All right, thank you so much for coming to help out. Lisa's going to send you this email with this page and this video and ask you to check in maybe 15 minutes before your assigned time so you can get your official volunteer t-shirt and your water bottle saying Camarillo Pickleball that we're thanking you with. Please make sure you wear your volunteer t-shirt so it gives you a bit of an authority and they will listen to you. All right, thanks so much.